Good morning, namaste, and assalamu alaikum. So I came to know from one of my student that there is some question in worksheet of inverse trigonometric function, which is given in Mountain House High School, California, in grade 11th. And in fact, the teacher was also facing the issue with that question. So here I'll try to solve this question myself. I'll attempt to solve this one. Hopefully I will be able to solve. Okay. 100% this question is not that tough. So hint is already given to you. So how you are going to approach this question? First of all, what we are doing whenever you see any trigonometric function except sine and cos, what you need to do, you need to change everything into sine and cos. So you might be knowing the formula. Some of the formulas which we are going to use right now is the first formula. You should know that tangent theta is equal to the ratio of sine theta and cosine theta. So that is the tangent theta. Secant theta is reciprocal of cos theta. So secant theta can be written as 1 over cos theta or cosine theta. Right, these two formulas I'm going to use here. One more formula which I would be using is the trigonometric identity. According to that trigonometric identity, sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. One more formula from algebra 1 I would be using. You might be knowing this formula. A plus b whole square. Oops. Here we will use a minus b whole square because there is a negative sign. Okay. So a minus b whole square, everybody would be knowing about this. This makes a square minus 2ab plus b square. So using all these formulas and some of the concepts of inverse trigonometric ratio, we are going to solve this question. So how tan x can be written? The tangent x can be written as sine x upon cosine x. Sec x can be written as 1 upon cosine x. So like that I'm going to write is equal to 1. After that I'm going to solve. So here the common denominator would be cos x. So cos x will become common denominator and I'm going to subtract this equation, whatever we have. So sine x minus 1, this will become is equal to 1. Now, since this is in division, in equation, this will go to the other side and it will become multiplication. Okay, so here I'm going to send this cos x to the other side. So I could write as sine x minus 1 is equal to cos x. Till now, I hope everybody understood. After that, there was a hint that we need to square both the side. So I'm going to square this side and I'm going to square this side. If you will see, this is on the formula of a minus b whole square. So I'm going to write it as a minus b whole square. So this will make a square. That means sine square x. After that, minus 2ab. So minus 2a is sine x. So I'll write sine x and b is just 1, so I'm just going to multiply by 1. It is not going to make any difference. Plus b square, and 1 square would be 1 at the end, and here I would be writing cos square x. Right, now what I can do in order to solve this equation, I could substitute cos in the form of sine. Why I need to write that? Because I want a uniformity in my equation, because I want every term in my sine. So therefore, instead of cos square x, what I could write? I could write, see, using this formula. If I need to substitute for cos square x, I can send this sine square x to the other side. And this will become 1 minus sine square x. So I could write sine square x as it is minus 2 sine x plus 1. And instead of cos square x, what I could write? I could write 1 minus sine square x. Using identity number 1, which you have studied. Okay, that is done. Now what I would be doing, I would be sending all these terms to the other side. So this is negative sine square x. When this will come to the other side, this will become positive sine square x. So I need to write sine square x plus sine square x. This is a sine square x, and this negative sine square x I'm bringing this side, so this will become positive sine square x. So I will write sine square x like that. Then the same term I'm going to write, that is negative 2 sine x. Okay, and after that I'm going to write plus 1 as it is, and this one when I'll bring to the other side, this will become negative 1 when this one will come to the other side. So negative 1 is equal to 0. Done. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add that. So sine square x and sine square x, as you are adding like x square plus x square, that is going to make 2x square. In same manner, it is going to make 2 sine square x. 2 sine square x. Okay. And after that, you could write negative 2 sine x. And if you will see here carefully, plus 1 and minus 1 will bring 0. So therefore, you will write plus 0 there. So plus 0, I'm not writing because that will not make any sense at all. So just I'm writing equal to 0, right? Now we are done. Now what we need to do, we need to factorize. This is a quadratic equation and we need to factorize. And suppose if you have problem in factorization, you could substitute some value. For example, you could write that my sine x can be equal to y. If you will substitute that put sine x is equal to y, then what you will get? You will get 2. So sine x is y, so this will become y square, right? Minus 2 y is equal to 0. Now the factorization is very simple. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 common and y common, right? I would be taking GCF. So 2y would be common. So here I would be left with 1y, and here I would be left with negative 1 because everything I have taken as common is equal to 0. Now how I could write? I could write this as, I could write either 2y is equal to 0, or I should say that y minus 1 is equal to 0. This is how I could write. Okay. Now I could write y is equal to 0 upon 2 because this is in multiplication. This will go into division on the other side. So that means y is equal to 0. I'm getting one value, and one value I'll get y is equal to positive 1 because this negative 1 will go to the other side. So y is equal to positive 1. So I got two values and y was equal to sine x. Now I could bring the original form. Like I could write sine x is equal to 0, or I could write sine x is equal to 1, right? So now I have two equations to solve. I'll solve this one and I'll solve this one. And now solving this one is pretty easy. One more thing, they're asking the value between 0 degree to 2 pi. That means 360 degrees. So you need to take all those values into consideration. So here I will make the unit circle and we'll try to solve on the next page. This is also a kind of tough question where my student was facing the problem, but this I'm going to discuss in the new video, in next video. So here let us solve the question which we are solving right on the last slide. So I was left with, if you will see carefully, I was left with sine x is equal to 0. Sine x is equal to 0, and I was left with sine x is equal to 1. So either this or that. Now let us solve at what point sine is 0. So when you will see the chart, the angle chart, you will come to know, you might be knowing about that sine is 0 at 0 degree. I could share that chart, okay, in the form of image. You could access that one. So here you could write that sine x is equal to sine 0 degree. Why you could write 0 degree? Because we get value 0 as at sine 0 degree. So therefore, I could compare the equation. I could write x is equal to 0 degree. That's my first answer. But this is not only my first answer. One more answer I need because they are asking between the range of 0 to 2 pi. That is 360, right? So I'll make a kind of unit circle. You know about all the quadrants. So where sine is 0, you might be knowing this is called 0 degree, this is called 90 degree or pi by 2, this is called pi or 180 degree, right? And this is called 270 degree. Again, this will make 360 degree. So where sine is 0, so sine would be 0 on the axial line. That means on the same axis. So sine is 0 on x axis here. So again, another 0 you are getting for sine at 180 degree. So you will write 180 degree. Sine would be also 0 for 360 degree. If you will calculate in your calculator sine 180, you will get 0 as your answer. If you will calculate sine 360, then 360 I can also take, but I cannot take because here I'm restricted. Here they are asking the value which is less than 2 pi. That means less than 360. They are not asking me to include 360 right now. So 360 I would not be writing. So these two are my answer from this equation. Let us solve this equation. Okay. where sine is equal to 1. Sine is equal to 1 at 90 degree. Okay. So sine 90 degree is making 1. So I could write sine 90 is equal to 1. Instead of 1, I could write sine 90. Again, I could compare the equation. Then x will become 90 degree. Okay. So these three are my answers. So the value for x would be 0 degree, the value for x would be 180 degree, and the value for x would be 90 degree. If you would like to write in radian, then 0 degree would be 0 in radian as well. 180 degree would be pi and 90 degree would be pi upon 2. So either you could write the values in radian or either you could write the values in degree. So this is your answer. This is how we are going to solve this question. I hope you understood this question and you might be knowing the formulas. This one, all sugar, tea, coffee, right? Here, all trigonometric functions are positive, all ratios are positive. Here, sine and its reciprocal cosecant are positive, right? Here, both are like tan is positive and its reciprocal, that is cot. Cotangent is positive, and here coffee. Here cos is positive and its reciprocal cosine is positive. So these are the other things to discuss. So I hope you understood how to solve this question. This was a tough question, no doubt, but you could solve like that. So if you really liked my video and my initiative to help you, please give a thumbs up.